Hey guys, welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video requested. It's called The Eldar, explained by an Australian Warhammer 40k lore. This is Majorkill. I've watched a video by Majorkill before discussing the Emperor of Mankind, and now I'm back with him and he's going to be discussing the Eldar. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just remembered his Surfshark advert. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go watch that reaction. You'll see what I'm talking about. This guy's good. He's good. He's really good with his Surfshark adverts. I wonder if he's going to do something similar in this video, or is it just going to be a bit more serious in the beginning? Yeah, let's see. 3, 2, 1, go.
G'day guys and gal. With the big C keeping us indoors and my entire family moving to a different state, there are only 3 things that's keeping me sane right now: video games, YouTube, and big titty Eldar girlfriends. Well, cartoon ones at least. The Eldar are a proud race of highly attractive heretics who take everything way too seriously. Their lack of humour is only rivaled by their massive ego and pride.
They're attractive? I don't know. I don't think I've actually seen an Eldar, you know, the face or the body. Well, I can see them here, but I just, like, they're wearing armor, so I can't really tell. But okay, they're attractive, apparently.
Something which is killing them way faster than the Slaanesh ever could. Now, I see a lot of stuff about the Eldar and how they have it the worst out of all the races, as Slaanesh is slowly claiming their souls, and they are a dying race on the brink of extinction. However, that is not true at all. If anything, the Eldar still have it the best. Let me explain. All Eldar factions have found a band-aid solution for Slaanesh, which more or less means they are immortal as long as someone doesn't crack their soul stones, or they can get their pinky to the homunculus in time. More on that later. On top of that, they either get to enjoy isolation on beautiful planets, sail the stars in giant ships, or they get to murder bang pretty much whoever they want. 3 distinct pathways that you can switch between, so there's a lot of options. Eldar society, if you ignore the Dark Eldar, is not as hierarchical as the other races, and Eldar put a lot of value on each other's lives. 40k is pretty messed up setting when the race that has it the best are in constant danger of being eternally tormented by the god of rape. The last time I took a peek at the Eldar lore,
oh, Majorkill, the god of no,
was over 2 years ago, and it was actually my first shot at Warhammer 40k lore. Crazy to see how far we have come since then, and my god, I knew nothing about 40k when I made that video. Today we'll go over the origins of the Eldar, why Slaanesh has a claim to all their souls, and what they're currently up to. We'll also look at the 5 factions of Eldar and highlight some important characters from each faction. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me quite a while to make, as you know, I was only using one hand when I made it, if you catch my drift. Let's get into it. Millions and millions of years before the God Emperor tried to clap the galaxy's cheeks, there was a race of overpowered intergalactic space toads who were masters of the warp called the Old Ones. They also liked creating new life. One theory is they did this.
Wait, the old ones were toads? In appearance? Oh. I don't know if that's a joke. In the comment section you guys can tell me. I don't know if that's a joke. But if they really were like space toads, then okay.
As they felt it was their responsibility as a supreme race to seed life through the galaxy. But my theory is that the Old Ones are super ugly, hence their porn was really low tier. As such, they spawned themselves big titty Eldar girlfriends to help pass the time, and then gave them culture and psychic powers so they wouldn't look like total perverts. Eventually the Old Ones came across a race of sunburnt little sausages called the Necrontyr. However, due to the Necrontyr being ugly as well,
sunburnt sausages. Oh gosh. Okay.
their porn was also super low tier, hence the Old Ones did not teach them the secrets of sunscreen and immortality. This annoyed the Necrontyr, who declared war on the Old Ones. Now for context, this would be like Zimbabwe in the 1800s declaring war on a pre-coronavirus America. It didn't go so well for the Necrontyr. Hence they went with plan B and they sold their souls to star parasites called the Stan. Now the war that ensued was really rough. The Eldar were used as the Old One's warriors against the Necrons, as they could create gods with their collective psyche, and those gods could enter real space and be quite powerful. Eventually the war ended with the Old Ones being made extinct, the Stan being imprisoned by the still salty Necrons, and the Eldar on top of it all. The Eldar would go on for the next 65 million years to be the top dogs of the galaxy, only once having an issue when Cain descended from the heavens and tried to murder them all because of a prophecy. Yeah, Cain was a bit of a dick. The Eldar heavens were closed to avoid Cain having any more hissy fits, and life was good.
Wait, why did this god try to, wipe out the Eldar? Did he know that, the Eldar were going to create a new god, Slaanesh? Maybe.
The Eldar no longer fought any wars as there was no one to really challenge them, and their armies were all machines that could just do it for them. They had enough wealth, food and security to make everyone basically a billionaire, hence they turned their attention to the arts instead. Now,
yeah, I remember when Brekkie also, said something very similar, that, the Eldar had everything. They did not know anything about poverty, they did not know anything about struggling economically. They just had everything at their command and at their will and at their own pleasure and enjoyment. And if you have everything, what do you have left to strive for exactly? So they probably consume themselves in their own depravity even more because of that, because there's nothing else to achieve in life. So yeah.
The Eldar at the time were completely immortal. They lived for thousands of years, and when they eventually did die of old age, they would just reincarnate with all their memories. So you have this race of really sexy, highly emotional billionaires that have lived for millions of years without any threat or danger.
When he says it like that...
Safe to say, they got bored. Like true artists, they followed the path to sex, drugs and rock and roll. They once again came to the same problem, however.
They look so humanoid. Okay.
Once you've banged 100,000 people and they're cats, it just doesn't cut it anymore. Hence they started to murder each other in blood orgies. It was around this time that a faction of Eldar were like, oh wow, that's horrific, and left the Eldar Empire to become hippies. These Eldar were to become the Exodites, and cured their boredom through the riding of dinosaurs. As the Eldar descended further into decadence, the Chaos God Slaanesh started to form from the souls of the Eldar that had died due to all the naughtiness going on, which kinda created a snowball effect, as the more Eldar that died and joined Slaanesh, the stronger Slaanesh's influence became, which in turn resulted in more Eldar dying horribly. The Craftworlds existed long before the fall, and acted as mostly trade and exploration vessels, meeting other races and exploring the unknown reaches of the galaxy. Another valid way to curb your boredom.
Well, at least the Eldar weren't exterminating other alien species like the Imperium of Man. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know. Majorkill didn't say anything about that so far. We'll see on as he continues with the video. But yeah, it's also interesting to hear that the world ships, I think that's what they're called, were used for exploration and for trade. And during the times of the Eldar depravity reaching its highest levels, refugees and people who decided to leave the Eldar controlled worlds went aboard these ships and just decided to live their lives differently from their brethren on the planets. So yeah, it's quite interesting.
As such, they would only see the heart of the Eldar Empire a few times every 1,000 years. So when the Eldar started shoving pencils down their dick holes, it was pretty easy to notice. The Craftworlds were like WTF man, and clearly saw the birth of Slaanesh about to happen. So they visited as many Eldar planets as they could, saved all the sane Eldar they could, as well as animals and plants, and buggered off. Just as after this occurred, Slaanesh was like, swiggity swaggity swooty, I'm coming for that big titty Eldar booty, and instantly destroyed the Eldar Empire and ate the majority of their souls. A number of Exodites as well as Craftworlds were still destroyed by this sudden birth of a god, even though they were not sadistic.
But Majorkill, how did the Dark Eldar survive if they were sadistic?
Shut your filthy juvenile mouth, Timmy, before I knock out your final tooth. The Dark
Poor Timmy. Poor Timmy.
Eldar actually made up 99% of the Eldar population before Slaanesh was born, as everyone who wasn't on a craft world or on a maiden world was not a good Eldar. The Dark Eldar of today were able to survive due to being tucked deep within the bosom of the webway, a method of travel the Old Ones had created which was protected from the warp. At this point in time, the Harlequins weren't really a big thing and the Ynnari didn't exist. Since this moment in time, the Eldar have remained stagnant in their progress. The craftworlds grew massively in size to compensate for their new populations, the Exodites kept riding dinosaurs, and the Dark Eldar did some wacky stuff to create their Dark City Commorragh. It was soon after the birth of Slaanesh that the Great Crusade began, which was not a good thing for the Eldar. During the Great Crusade, numerous innocent Eldar maiden worlds were destroyed, as well as at least 2 craft worlds. However, all was not lost. Despite all the elven gods being either eaten by Slaanesh, shattered into 1,000 pieces, or taken by Nurgle to be used in his experiments, one god escaped: Sheogorath, the meme god. With Sheogorath's escape, he offered a new path for the Eldar, the path of the Harlequin. At a moment's notice, Eldar across the galaxy may abandon their post and give their soul to Sheogorath, joining the Harlequins in their secret mission to kill the Slut God. Despite being a god of a minor race, Sheogorath has been one cheeky boy and has altered the course of the galaxy in a pretty dramatic way. More on that later. One interesting thing.
How were they going to kill Slaanesh exactly? I just don't see how is that going to be possible, but interesting.
To note is that whilst Craftworld Eldar can use psychic powers due to their Spirit Stone protection, they usually restrain themselves as it draws Slaanesh's attention, whereas the Dark Eldar do not use psychic powers at all for the same reason. And they don't have the spirit protection of the Spirit Stones. This is made more interesting by the fact that the Dark Eldar have a lot of overpowered technology from before the fall of the Eldar, which can only be activated with psychic powers. Gee, it's like if the two factions worked together, they would be able to really achieve some cool things. Let's now take a gaze at the different Eldar factions. First we have the Craftworld Eldar, who can be considered the good Eldar, however pretty much all Eldar are assholes. The Craftworld Eldar worship the gods of old, and are granted boons by them. They are led by the Phoenix Lords, who are a group of uber powerful Eldar who cannot die. Like, if you kill one somehow, they will come back and kick your ass.
How? Because Majorkill, you just said that, Eldar's souls are sucked up by Slaanesh, So how would they come back if they are dead? Won't their soul just immediately be taken by Slaanesh? What makes them so special that their souls won't be captured?
Margan Ra is one such Phoenix Lord, and he basically solo killed the Tyranid High Fleet, and he's not even the strongest of them, so you kinda get the picture. The Craftworld Eldar fortunately did learn from their mistakes of their race, hence they all wear chastity belts, and have all disregarded their passions in their pursuits of martial mastery and not dying. All Craftworld Eldar train their entire life to be warriors, and follow certain paths to do this. These paths being led by each Phoenix Lord. For example, some Eldar follow the path of melee combat, hence they might become striking scorpions, whilst other Eldar who like kinky non-penetrative sex might become howling banshees. Due to the complex nature of building a ship the size of a continent that can self-sustain itself, no new craftworlds have emerged since the fall of the Eldar, so the 16 or so craftworlds that have been destroyed since the fall of the Eldar is actually quite a big L for the Eldar.
The size of a continent. I mean, I think the largest ship that I've heard about, I think it was called what? The Vengeful Spirit? Horus Lupercal's battleship, the Vengeful Spirit, was around like 16 kilometers long. And that is puny compared to this. That is puny. That is insignificant. Man, the Eldar really were something in their golden age.
Their greatest threats being invasions from Chaos, the Tyranids, and even the Imperium of Man.
How did the Imperium of Man take down 2 of these ships? How? Oh, no, man.
Basically, all Craftworld Eldar have sticks up their asses, as they are so scared of enjoying themselves due to Slaanesh chasing their booty. Each craft world is like its own faction, has its own agenda, sometimes conflicting with each other, however they usually work together when they need to. Baal Tan loves war, Ulthwé is full of nerds, and pretty much everyone is dead on Liandon, so they become a craft world full of Necrons. Notable craft world Eldar include the Phoenix Lords, such as Margun Ra, the most badass Eldar who literally dragged his craft world out of the Eye of Terror, Asurman, the chosen one of Azurian, and Janzar, that weird kinky bitch. And here are the other Phoenix Lords that are all cool in their own way, but we don't really care that much about what they're up to. I definitely just triggered some Xeno fans there, but hey, we will rebuild. A real famous craft world / Inari character is Eldrad, the most powerful Farseer in existence, who is also one of the oldest Eldar alive. This guy is basically single-handedly both saving and dooming the Eldar race. He's a do whatever it takes kind of guy, and through his actions he has caused the death of billions of people and nearly awoke a god of death. If someone is carrying this setting, it's this guy. Also, he kicked Abaddon's ass in a melee fight, which when you consider he is an old wizard with clunky crystal bones, is pretty funny.
You mean Abaddon the spoiler? He fought against him? Wow, okay.
Next up we have the significantly less interesting Exodite Eldar. If the Craft World Eldar are High Elves and the Dark Eldar are the Dark Elves, then the Exodites are the Wood Elves. The Exodites are the Eldar who are like, wow, you're putting what in her ass? And decided they were not okay with how things were panning out with the whole Fall of Eldar situation, hence they left. However, as they only made out a small population of the Eldar and did not have craft worlds or other special technology, hence they were left in crappy old ships. Their destinations were distant planets that Eldar had been terraforming for millions of years. Here they set up shop and began enjoying a simple life. Because of how far they're situated from the Eye of Terror, they were perfectly fine for the most part when Slaanesh was born, and continue to be pretty free of chaotic influence.
Why is that Astartes member not wearing a helmet? What makes you so special? Sorry, I got sidetracked there. Sorry.
They tame special dinosaurs called dragons and basically roam their worlds in nomadic tribes. Despite their simple lives, it's pretty common for either the Dark Eldar or Craftworld Eldar to join them, as they want to meet.
Wait, those red-headed Eldar, those are the Banshees, right? Wow, okay.
Either metaphorically get the stick out of their ass, or physically get the stick out of their ass. Either way, the Exodites love their new friends and are always welcoming to these Eldar outcasts. To avoid Slaanesh's trademark soul rape, the Exodites also use soul stones that are tethered to a world spirit, which is their version of a Craftworld's infinity circuit. Yeah, look, the Exodites don't do a whole lot on the galactic stage, but they enjoy playing Farm Simulator 2020, so that's gotta count for something. Next up, we have the guys that really haven't learnt anything from previous mistakes.
I'm sorry, Majorkill, like, I'm listening to you, right, and I'm also watching the cinematic here, and it's amazing. Seeing Eldar fight like this, it's just amazing.
The Dark Eldar. Now the Dark Eldar were massive pricks before, during and after the fall of the Eldar, hence Spirit Stones don't work for them. So their method of avoiding being eaten by Slaanesh is by torturing and murdering people, as that replenishes their body and souls. I mean, it's a weird justification of being horrible people, but at least it's justified? When a Dark Eldar hasn't shoved a cattle prod down someone's urethra for a while, they begin to age as their soul gets devoured. However, as soon as they cause horrific pain and suffering, they become replenished and youthful again. This is how the Lord of the Dark Eldar has stayed alive for the last 10,000 years.
And there is no way to reverse this affliction that they have, that they must, cause pain on others for them to rejuvenate their bodies. Is there no way they could learn from the not wood elves. You see now what you're doing to me, Majorkill. Sorry, the Exodite. Is there no way they could learn from the Exodites or from the Craftworld Eldar how to revert back, so they don't have to do this? But I don't think they would want to. I think many of them would want to keep their power. Yeah, but is it justified? I don't know. Tell that to the victims.
He basically has unlimited amounts of pain he can inflict, hence he stays infinitely youthful. Now, as stated, the Dark Eldar survived Slaanesh by hiding in the Webway, mainly in a city called Commorragh. Now Commorragh isn't much of a city and more like a bunch of worlds crushed together and twisted into the shape of a horrific dark city. It's very big and there's a lot of Dark Eldar trying to climb their way to the top. Psychic powers are forbidden in Commorragh as we discussed, so in order to make magic happen they, you guessed it, torture and murder the crap out of people. Using this true and tested method, a Dark Eldar can be brought back from the dead if part of their corpse is recovered, hence the Dark Eldar are not fans of the Salamanders, especially since Vulcan has kicked their ass to a new dimension on more than one occasion, and his Black Boys had bombed the crap out of Commorragh in the past, being the only Space Marines so far to do so.
What did Bricky say? Sorry, I'm just remembering what another YouTuber said about the Salamanders. They love fire. They love everything that has to deal with fire. They're pyromancers. So, you know, where Majorkill says that they hate the Salamanders is because when they fight, they, you know, have those flamethrowers and they burn bodies into ash. And you can't regenerate or you can't resurrect someone from the ashes. So that's why the Dark Eldar hate the Salamanders, because when they kill, they make sure you are erased from existence. Okay.
Unsurprisingly, being a faction of sadistic backstabbers does not offer much in the way of unity, hence the Dark Eldar have no large standing army or fleets, instead relying on raiding parties and pirates to achieve their goals. They don't want to expand out of the webway, because out of the webway is where Slaanesh is. Their souls drain away faster when they're not in their protective bubble, the webway, so they don't have interest in it, you know?
And they don't have those soul gems.
They just want to shove things up people's holes that shouldn't be there. Or, you know, should. The only Dark Eldar that you need to know about at the moment is Abstrabal Vecht. Vecht started his existence as a slave, and over 10,000 years rose to the top of the Dark Eldar. Through masterful manipulations, he escaped slavery, and then founded a small but powerful faction of warriors. From there he calculated everything, from assassinations, faking deaths, actually dying but also faking it, and his masterpiece, wiping out the Dark Eldar royal family through manipulating a Space Marine chapter into attacking Commorragh. The death of the leading family left a massive power vacuum that Vecht filled perfectly. Vecht has no interest in restoring Eldar glory or beating Slaanesh. As far as he is concerned, he is the king of everything he wants, has unlimited sex slaves, and is going to live forever. Until the Ynnari came and ruined his day. That brings us to the next faction of Eldar, the Ynnari. The Ynnari are the newest Eldar faction, are the only ones who are genuinely trying to be proactive about escaping soul rape. They are the followers of the Eldar god of death Yned, who was beginning to form in the warp, but then Slaanesh happened. In Eldar tales, it's believed that once every single Eldar dies, Yned will awaken, kill Slaanesh, and they will reincarnate as better people. However, it's hard to convince a proud race of models to all kill themselves based off a hunch, so Eldrad being Eldrad decided to try forcibly awaken Yned, using some shady magic. He nearly succeeded, however the Imperium, being the Monkai that they are, interrupted it, hence Yned was stirred but not awoken. He was however awake enough to choose his champion, as well as manifest a greater demon called the Incarni. His champion was Gulliman's big titty to be Eldar girlfriend Yervain. As you can see, there's a lot of naming.
What? What do you mean, girlfriend? No, this has to be another joke, right? I mean, can Primarchs actually have girlfriends? I mean, I'm sorry, but no, I think this is a joke. Majorkill, stop it.
Adventures going on here. So far, there seems to be 3 methods of reviving Yned and killing Slaanesh. Method 1, mass suicide. Method 2, Eldrad being a naughty boy. And finally, method 3, which is what we're currently aiming for, is the recovery of numerous powerful weapons called the Crone Swords, which when united and magicked will castrate Slaanesh. The recovery of the Crone Swords was going well, with the Ynnari securing allies, reviving G-Man, and being able to revive themselves whenever they want, as their god is, you know, the manifestation of death itself. Also, members of the Ynnari do not need Spirit Stones, as their souls are claimed by Yned instead of Slaanesh. Vect is not a fan of the Ynnari, as he is quite happy to keep pillaging booty as we discussed, hence he's tried to have Yvain killed quite a lot. So far no result for him, but I'm sure he'll keep trying. Now the mission to reclaim the Crone Swords has ground to a bit of a halt lately, as it's been revealed that the final Crone Sword is located within Slaanesh's palace, so not exactly an Eldar's holiday destination of choice, coupled with the fact that Slaanesh's most powerful greater demon just got boosted and is now trying to kill the Ynnari. So yeah, good luck emos, you'll need it. Yvraine is the main girl for the Ynnari and was originally an Eldar on Baal Tan that got bored, so eventually found herself in the gladiatorial pits in Commorragh, where she was killed. But she survived! As Yened was like, hey, that's pretty good. Her main companion is the Viscerach, her old mentor that grew feelings for her and was pretty sad when she left, hence he abandoned his extremely prestigious post on his craft world to go find her, infiltrating the Dark Eldar and then helping her escape. He is now her primary guardian and definitely in the friend zone. Think Jorah Mormont, except the woman he loves isn't a useless dyke. The final Eldar faction we have are the Harlequins. The Harlequins are the servants of one of the last remaining gods of the Eldar, Sheogorath. They existed before the fall of the Eldar, however they weren't very front and center, as there was no wars to fight at the time. Due to their god being an absolute meme lord, the Harlequins are hard to understand. Sometimes they will aid the Ynnari and protect Yvain, sometimes they will help Vect. It's all a part of the Laughing God's confusing plan. The Harlequins treat battle like a performance. Everything they do is graceful, whether it be castrating demons of Slaanesh, teabagging plague bearers, or performing a bukkake on a bloodthirster. They take pride in what they do. They are the guardians of the Black Library, a secret craft world hidden in the webway that contains all the known lore about chaos that there ever was. Something Arimran, the uber nerd, has been trying and failing to gain access to for thousands of years. The Laughing God has been subtly manipulating the galaxy for his own ends, swapping the Primarchs Fulgrim and the Khan at birth so they would land on different planets, something that likely resulted in Fulgrim going traitor instead of loyalist, and also resulted in the Khan being trapped in the Webway, the place that Sheogorath lives. Cheeky dog. Sheogorath wants Slaanesh to bugger off as well, but he isn't power enough to just eat her, hence he's been pulling the strings for thousands of years just enough to try tip it all in the Eldar's favour. I wonder if it will pay off. There aren't really many notable Harlequins as they all wear masks and they're all kind of, you know, mysterious and shit, but that's okay. And that does us for today guys, a brief but informative overview of the Eldar race. There's a lot of information here cut down into about 20 minutes or so, so if you're like, what about Dashin of the Shadow Song, the greatest Harlequin of the Villavi Tiddy Troop, then I haven't forgotten about them, I just don't make 40-minute videos. If this video does well and let's say gets like 40 or 50,000 views, then I will take a deep dive at each of the Eldar factions and we can really get our dicks wet. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to go. Only $1 helps me out immensely and gives you guys access to a boatload of custom Warhammer hentai. Join the Discord for more memes and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Never. Okay guys, that was the Eldar explained by an Australian Warhammer 40k lore, Majorkill. Yes, the Eldar with their different factions. I remember watching a video by Brecky discussing the Xeno factions and discussing the Eldar, and you know, I'm guessing like this is, for me, this is like a refresher course on the Eldar with Majorkill, the Craft World Eldars, the Exodites, the Dark Eldar, and the Inari Eldar, and the Harlequins. Yes, I don't know whether I should feel sorry for them, really. Not really, I'm not sure. Like, the Dark Eldars are casting a shadow over all the other Eldar factions for me to actually feel sorry for them, you know. Because they really had it all. They had everything. They had more success and more of everything they could have ever wanted. Like, more than any other race that has come before or after, I should say. Like the Imperium of Man, they couldn't compete. They just can't compete with people like this in terms of their technology, their knowledge of the warp, their knowledge with the psychic powers and other forms of technology for space travel, using the webway. You know, I think it's only the Dark Eldar who use the webway. I don't know about the Craftworld Eldar and the Exodite Eldars if they use the webway, but definitely these are the things that the Emperor of Mankind wanted to achieve with humanity, but through his own mistakes and him not really understanding his sons, you know, humanity has been left in stagnation. So yeah, the Eldar really, they were at the pinnacle of their own existence and success, and they brought their own downfall. The different factions, the Wood Elves or the Exodites, those Eldars sound very interesting. They also sound very kind. I don't know, like good Eldar, you know, just like how the Craft Eldar are also seen as good Eldar. I would also put in the Exodites as good Eldar. You know, they take in their brethren from either the Craftworlds or the Dark Eldar from the Webway, you know, from the city of Korama, you know, and I assume they help the Dark Eldar that join them, so that they can also be able to put their souls into a spirit stone and then, you know, survive for hundreds of thousands of years, and their souls won't be taken by Slaanesh. The Phoenix Lords, I don't understand how is it that they are not able to be consumed by Slaanesh, you know, and how they are able to resurrect themselves. Because, you know, as we've been told that as soon as any Eldar dies, their soul will belong to Slaanesh, except if you're in the webway. I don't know about the Eldar in the webway, if their souls get sucked up if they die in that dimension. But yeah, it's quite interesting to hear that there's these Phoenix Lords and they don't die. They get resurrected or reborn into new bodies probably. And yeah, I'm just wondering how many craft worlds are left, because I think Majorkill did say like around 13 of them were destroyed during the birth of Slaanesh, and then 2 were destroyed during the wars with the Imperium of Man. So yeah, I'm just wondering how many craft world ships are left. And you know, these elves, they remind me of the elves from World of Warcraft in the sense, you know, with the different factions and how old the civilization is, and you know how they almost brought themselves to their own destruction, you know, extinction. Just like how the World of Warcraft elves also, you know, they had all this power, all this knowledge, everything at their fingertips. But they made deals with old gods, or should I say with the Titans, Agaris, and you know, it almost brought them to ruin. So yeah, really, I do see some mirror images between these two universes of World of Warcraft elves and Warhammer 40k Eldar. Yeah, really interesting. Okay guys, I guess that's it. If you liked the video, remember, give me a like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye bye.